Without extra help, older people often struggle with everyday tasks after a serious heart attack, stroke, or even a fall. And in the past, when an older person had trouble living alone, that was a signal that it was time to move in with family. Living at home can become difficult as you grow older. Ongoing health conditions such as arthritis or poor eyesight can make it hard to do household chores, maybe drive a car or climb the stairs safely. People who are forgetful may forget to take their medicine on time or just may not be able to prepare nutritious meals. And in the past, when an older person had trouble living alone, that was a signal that it was time to move in with family or go to assisted living. Today, there is a wider range of options, and you may be able to receive services and supports in your home or community. This is often called aging in place. Choosing to live in your home when you need extra help can be a big decision. There are many practical and financial factors to consider. You'll need to balance health and safety issues with your desire for independence and a familiar setting. It is crucial to plan ahead as much as possible. Answering these questions can help you get started. Number one, does your home meet your needs? Number two, what kind of help do you need to stay at home? Number three, what resources do you need to help you stay at home? And number four, what other housing options do you have? It is important to remember that every situation is unique. What may work for one person might not be the best choice for someone else. So let's go through those things. Number one, does your home meet your needs? First, make sure that your home is safe and comfortable and fits your needs at the present time and into the foreseeable future. Number one, changing needs. Can you handle the yard work, the upkeep, and the repairs, or afford to pay for help? A house that was ideal 30 years ago may now be too large or too difficult to handle alone. Number two, safety. Can you safely live in the home as your needs change? A house with uneven floors or with stairs that are steep or broken or without handrails is an accident waiting to happen. Have you fallen in your home or are you fearful of falling in your home? Do you have adequate lighting outside and inside your house? Is the neighborhood unsafe? Maybe you're afraid to go shopping or attend social activities. Number three, isolation. Do you have friends or family nearby? Is public transportation available if you can no longer drive? A trip to the grocery store, pharmacy, or church can be a problem when you can't drive. It is easy to feel lonely and or trapped with family when family and friends are far away. Number four, ease of use. What if you become unable to climb stairs or to walk? If you need a walker or a wheelchair, it helps to have clear pathways, a bedroom and full bath on the ground floor, grab bars in the bathroom, and ramps for the entrance to the house. If any of these issues apply to your home, consider whether you can address them by making some modifications to your house or bringing in outside help. In some cases, it may make more sense to sell the house and move to a more suitable place. The next thing to consider is what kind of help do you need? Some major areas to consider are one, keeping up with property charges such as taxes, insurance, HOA. Number two, housekeeping. Three, meal prep. Four, shopping for food, medications, and other necessities. Five, yard work, including mowing, snow removing, trimming the trees. Number six, home repairs and modifications. Number seven, money management. Number eight, transportation. Nine, personal care like bathing and dressing. 10, medical or nursing needs. 11, social contact. For most older people who have difficulty with everyday tasks, to get help in their own homes, often from family or friends, is possible. But there are also many professional home and community-based services like a homemaker. Maybe they can help provide transportation or do household chores and errands, prepare food, and maybe just provide some companionship. A personal care assistant can help with activities such as bathing and dressing, and a nurse can check your medications and give medical care, while a therapist can provide rehabilitation in your home. Adult daycare centers may offer social activities, meals, health checks, rehabilitation therapies, and respite care for caregivers. Relying on family and friends can work if they are nearby and have the time and energy to spare, but not every family has an available caregiver. The next thing I want to talk about is what resources do you have to help you stay at home? You need to look at all of the resources you can use to help you live at home. You likely have three major sources of help. Number one, family and friends. Number two, personal income and assets. And number three, the equity in your house. Most older Americans who have difficulty doing everyday tasks depend on family and friends for help. Your children can run errands, provide transportation, and help maintain the house. Neighbors and friends may help with yard work or home repairs. A spouse or adult children can provide a high level of loving care, but think carefully if you expect to rely on your spouse or children as your only source of help. It can be very tiring to help someone every day, especially if they have trouble walking or have severe changes in memory and thinking. Caregivers may develop health problems themselves because of the strain of all these activities. And then working caregivers may have to give up their job or cut the number of hours they work to give help at home. Your children or spouse may not have the ability and willingness to provide the level of care that you need. Paying for in-home services and other health-related expenses can quickly use a big part of a retirement nest egg. Review your finances carefully. They will be an important part of your decision to remain at home. Your finances include your income, your savings, and investments. You need to estimate your household budget, work out your income and living expenses, along with the monthly cost of any loans and credit card debt. Make sure you budget for home repairs and maintenance, and as well as annual expenses. Make sure you budget for home repairs, annual expenses, home insurance, and property taxes. Take a hard look at your cash flow. Do you have enough money each month to pay for everyday expenses? Do you often have to turn to savings or credit cards to meet monthly bills? Do you struggle with a larger or unexpected expense like a tax bill or a car repair if that comes along? Remember that your medical expenses and need for help may increase as your health changes. You've got to consider your other assets. What readily available savings do you have? If you have other non-cash resources such as stocks, bonds, or property other than your home now, how difficult would it be to sell those assets if you needed money? Be aware that selling income generating assets could increase your risk of running out of retirement funds over time. Look into eligibility for government assistance. If you have very limited finances, you may be eligible for help with the cost of care at home or with other expenses such as prescription medications, food, and property taxes. So next I want to talk about home equity. Home equity is the difference between the appraised value of the house and what you owe on the mortgage or any other debt against the home. If you've owned your house for many years, it could be worth more than you paid to buy it. I mean, hopefully. If the house is paid off or if you have a relatively small amount of debt on it, the equity could be more than you even expect. Borrowing against the equity in your home could give you extra cash for home modifications or help pay day-to-day expenses. A home loan may also be less costly than borrowing money at high interest rates from credit cards. It can be very emotional to tap into your home equity. Many people see their house as a home, not as a resource to pay for everyday expenses. You may have worked very hard to pay off your mortgage, and it may be important for you to leave an inheritance for your children. You must balance your desire to preserve home equity with the risk of not having enough funds to continue to stay at home. You may also want to talk to your heirs about this decision. You might find that your children would prefer that you use your equity to support your home care needs and help you stay independent, even if it means they receive a smaller inheritance. So this leads me to my next topic, cost. The cost of supportive services. When you get paid help at home, usually someone comes into your house for from a home care agency. These professional services can be expensive and are not covered by traditional Medicare plans or other health insurance. While services in the home and community may cost less than living in assisted living or other care facility, these expenses can add up over time. For example, if you need a couple hours of help from a home health aide in the morning and at night, you could easily spend $100 a day or $2,800 a month. You may need to make changes to the house to make it easier and safer to stay at home. Home modifications can range from $100 to install grab bars to thousands of dollars to install a stair lift or a ground floor bathroom. Okay, so what other housing options do you have? Living with an ongoing health condition can be hard. You may need to change your living situation when you, one, can't take care of yourself or manage the home, even with whatever help is available. Two, have had several falls or other accidents. Three, need round the clock assistance, such as in the later stages of Alzheimer's. You may not want to move because you are afraid of losing your independence. However, today there are many attractive housing choices where you can get the help you need. Sharing a home with family members could be one of the options. There can be many benefits to such an arrangement for you and for your children and grandchildren. But first, think about how this will work. How easy would it be to live together? Would it be a pleasure or an ordeal? Do your children have room for you? Will they have to make changes to their house, such as adding grab bars or building a ramp? Do they have the time and energy to provide the help you need on a daily basis? Who will pay for expenses such as rent? Having a frank and detailed discussion with your children about these issues may spare all of you pain and conflict later on. So let's talk about senior apartments and retirement communities. Affordable housing for seniors typically consists of small apartments that are open to seniors with low to moderate incomes. Though the space may be small, the cost is also modest and far less expensive than maintaining a home, paying property taxes, and in some cases, rents are based on income. For those with more financial resources, rental retirement communities offer a more luxurious, independent living environment with services and amenities such as a common dining room, housekeeping, and laundry and transportation services. Sometimes they have recreation programs, etc. Assisted living is another option. In assisted living, you can live in a private room or apartment and get help with everyday activities. Meals are usually offered in a common dining area, and there's structured recreational activities, and then there is help with personal care as needed. Help is at hand 24 hours a day in case of a fall or illness. Although this level of care can be expensive, some states have programs to help with this cost. There's also something called continuing care retirement communities, or CCRCs. They offer a full range of services from independent living to assisted living to full nursing care. You can enter the community in an independent apartment or cottage and then move to higher levels of care as you need the change. Most CCRCs are quite expensive. However, typically a large initial payment is required, and you may need to prove that you have enough resources to pay monthly costs for, years ahead. I hope you found this information helpful. There really is a lot to think about and consider when you're getting older and need more help. Please feel free to click on the link in my bio to book a time to talk to me, time on my calendar, and we can talk more about if it makes sense to have reverse mortgage be a part of your plan.